You're welcome to my channel. We are still looking at the key forms of legislation. The first one was the Act of Parliament, and the second one is the delegated legislation, and it's what we are going to be looking at in this video. Delegated, also known as subordinate, also known as secondary, subsidiary, or indirect legislation. Delegated legislation is law made by subordinates, deriving their powers from an act of parliament. So they get their powers from an act of parliament. As we said, the delegated means assigning someone else so that they have the power to make laws. That's what we call delegated legislation. So these are laws that are made by an individual or a body other than the parliament. So they are not made by the parliament, but they are made by either another individual or any other body that has the powers from the Act of Parliament. So let's look at the types of delegated legislation. We have 3 types of delegated legislation. We have statutory instruments, we have ordinances, and then we have bylaws. So statutory instruments, these are normally called rules, regulations, or orders. Statutory instruments are laws that are made by authorized persons, mainly ministers in charge of government departments, upon which such powers have been vested by the Parent Act. So the statutory instruments, they are laws that are made by mainly ministers that are in charge of government departments. An example of a statutory instrument can be the public health rules of 2020 that were put in place to control COVID-19. So statutory, mainly made by ministers in charge of government departments, for example, the Ministry of Health. Then the second one that we have is ordinances, and these are laws that are passed by the district council to address matters that are within their jurisdiction. And these laws apply only within that specific area. For example, KCCA can make laws to regulate waste management in Kampala. So those laws that they make only apply to Kampala, they do not go beyond. That is ordinances. So they are laws passed by the district council. Then the third one we have is bylaws. Bylaws, these are made by local authorities or other authorized bodies, and they are only binding on persons or entities coming within their scope or within that geographical area. So bylaws are similar to ordinances, but typically they are made by lower local authorities like the town councils, the municipal councils, or specific public bodies. An example of a bylaw can be a Jinja Municipal Council bylaw. They can come up with a law to regulate noise pollution in the town. So those are the types of delegated legislation. We have statutory that are mainly made by the ministers in charge of government departments. Then we have the ordinances that are passed by district councils, for example, KCCA. Then the bylaws that are made by the local authorities like the Jinja Municipal Council. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment. Let's catch up in my next video. We shall be talking about something else.